Okay, I'm in Queen Street, raining hard outside. I met somebody. And your name is?
Danny Leger.
And you work, where are you? Where do you work?
Well, right now I work I'm full-time president of QP New Brunswick. However, I come from the correctional, that's my sector. I'm a correctional officer at the Mountain Detention Center.
I got a question for you. I know maybe it's a federal issue. If you have an opinion, no problem. If you don't, you don't. What do you think of the government cutting off the farmers at the prison?
Well, actually, I'm glad you asked me that question, Charles, because I know from first-hand experience the therapeutical value of taking people, even some of the most hardened people, and exposing them to that type of environment. I've seen it myself.
What did they do?
Well, at the farm, I don't have experience with animals as much as.
What they do? Have cow, horse, chickens? What they have?
At the Westmoreland farm in Dorchester, which is the one probably you're referring to, is they've got cows. I know that for a fact, but they've also got gardens, and the therapeutical effect on people is one that I am at a loss as why we would want to write off. Also, it's a minimum security institution, which means the cost of supervision is much lower than in a maximum security setting.
And in your case, you would say you need more employees, so you agree with this one?
Oh, you'd need less in a farm environment.
Yeah, what I'm saying is a security guard, you like to have more employed, but as you support this, less employed people to watch over the prisoners,
yeah, but
that's good.
Well, it's a question of putting the security, the necessary security precautions around the classification of the offender. If you got a minimum security offender, that type of environment is good. I mean, it's good all the way around. It's good for the taxpayer because you're spending less money on custodial responsibilities. And like I said, the therapeutical value has to be considered.
What they do with the food? They grow it. They eat it their own. Or?
Well, I know they in Westmoreland's case, I know that they use it on site. They also used to. I don't know if they still do. They used to send it to Spring Hill Institution.
Mm-hmm.
When we had the small provincial jails before the McKenna government closed them all, I worked at the Dorchester jail, the county jail. They converted that to Dorchester, and we used to get our food from there as well.
So why did the Conservative government want to eliminate this program?
Well, I mean, there's different speculations. One thing I heard just this week is basically we talked a little bit about patronism a while ago, is that there is prime pieces of real estate associated to some of these farms. Maybe real estate isn't real high in Dorchester, but I understand there's similar types of farms in British Columbia. There may be in Ontario. I don't know. I'd be surprised if there isn't. And you know, if you get rid of the farms, then you can divvy up the pieces of property to whoever you want, or sell them off to your buddy. It opens up that possibility of kickbacks or whatnot. I'm not saying that I know that to be fact, but it certainly opens up the possibility. Very
sad.
Terribly sad.
And the farm is going to shut down this fall?
I don't know when the date is. I know there was an activity last Friday in Sackville around their festival, and I understand there's also going to be a few activities in the weeks to come.
You mean protests?
Well,
or educate the public?
Education type things, barbecue maybe, or I know I'm not directly involved in that, but I know PSSA, which is the federal union that represents some of the workers at the farm, are trying to do some type of PR. There's petitions going on. I think there's an online petition even. They've got a website set up.
How many prisoners here?
I really don't know, Charles.
100? 200?
I would say closer. In my best guess would be in the 200 range, but I might be wrong.
So
because there's a distinct difference between provincial corrections and federal corrections.
And this is federal?
This is federal corrections.
And yeah, thank you very much.
Anytime.